G'day everyone, welcome back to War Thunder with yours truly, Ash. Today we take a look at the 1.69 dev server. Particularly in this episode, we're going to be taking a look at the aircraft. Now this episode may be a long one, so strap yourselves in and let's take a look at the first aircraft, which is on screen right now. This is the new premium F-3F Flying Barrel. It will be replacing the Thatcher's Buffalo, the current beginner aircraft for the US Air Force. Essentially, this thing is a bloody Wildcat, but with two wings. This is the naval version of the B-24 Liberator, except this designation has been changed to the PB-4Y-2. And one of the most notable things here is you may as well call it a bloody porcupine, because there are guns sticking out every left, right and centre. Guns at the back, guns on the side, two turrets on the top. It's a mess. You go anywhere near this and you'll probably, have a needle in your face. However, that being said, it doesn't not have any bottom-facing defensive armament. So if you attack this thing from directly below, then, well, it's fucked. It comes with a decent range of explosives, 20 100 kilos, 8 250s, 4 1000s and 8 1. This will be a good addition to the American heavy bomber line. Yeah, there's not really much else to say. I look forward to playing this. This is the Bf-109A German. So, however that's pronounced, the markings on this aeroplane indicate that it fought in the Spanish Civil War. And you know what they say about the Spanish? Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. It's at a battle rating 1.3 and is a nice addition to those who want to collect more 109s. This is the CR-32. It's a reserve biplane, and is an interesting aircraft just because it is silver and it has the Italian flag on the horizontal stabilizer at the rear. It doesn't have any armour and, well, a biplane. It has 4 wing spars, a decent powered engine, and the machine guns fire over the top of the fuel tanks. Next aircraft is the CR-32 Quarter, and it's basically a later version of the before mentioned aircraft. Only difference is a different paint scheme. This is the BA-65K-14L, Italy's attempt at a ground attacker. Interesting design, and what a beautiful plane it is indeed. It has 4 forward-firing machine guns. This vehicle can also carry 2 bombs, and its internal layout is substandard for a ground attacker of the time. No fuel tanks in the wings, just directly in the centre of the fuselage. This is the BR-20DR. It's a rank 1 battle rating 1.7 light bomber with a retractable top turret on the top. It houses 2 7.7mm machine gun turrets and a couple of other turrets on the rear and at the front. The internal layouts of this aircraft are pretty much stock standard for an Italian aircraft, with 1 forward gunner, 1 aft, 1 underneath, and then 2 pilots. Anyway, next aircraft. Skipping over the other aircraft that is currently in the German tree that we already know exist as Italian aircraft, this is the MC-202EC. This particular variant of the Flogger is equipped with 20mm cannons, and I'm looking forward to this because the Flogger's armament, while it is particularly good, it needed an upgrade, and this is certainly good to see. It has bulletproof glass at the front and a bucket, well, a steel plate behind. Nothing much internally. There will be 2 20mm cannons on the outside and 2 12.7s on the top. This is the Breda 88PJ. I think that's what it says. 12.7mm machine guns. There's 3 of them, all on the right side of the aircraft, or the left from the pilot's seat. It is a heavy fighter, and it is beautifully coloured. I don't know what it is about Italian aircraft, but they certainly do look good. X-ray reveals that it has fuel tanks split up in a system to prevent it from catching fire. They're all self-sealing fuel tanks, and a German engine as per usual. This thing can also be equipped with 3 50 kilo bombs or 3 100 kilo bombs. This sits at rank 2 3.0 battle rating. It has two 12.7mm machine guns and two 7.7s mounted in the wings. Decent speed. It's a slight upgrade over the previous MC205, however it does not hold any cannons. That's pretty much it. It's literally identical to the last MC205. Pretty much identical except for the camouflage and the armament. Very similar to the MC205 Series 1, however it's labelled differently. This time it has two 20mm MG151 cannons with 500 rounds of ammunition, and that is the literal only difference between the Series 3 and the Series 1. Next aircraft. Another MC205, except this looks like a night version, or a night fighting variant of it. This is the MC205N2, and the distinguishable difference between this thing is it has a nose-mounted cannon that goes directly in between the engine and the propeller. So you've got your other 20mm cannons on the outside, and then you've got, well, one straight through, and then on top of that you've got two 12.7s on the top. This is an aircraft at 4.0 that I'm looking forward very much to flying. This is the G55 SOTA Siri. It's basically an upgraded version of the previous model aircraft, except it's under a different designation. Notice how they've smoothed out the engine bulge between the engine and the propeller. Very similar to the Flogger, however, it goes at a slightly higher speed. The fuel tanks, instead of being mounted directly in front of the pilot, are now also in the wings. And most of the armament on this aircraft is centrally mounted. This looks like a bloody flying giraffe. It has 3 engines, it is beautiful, and I have no words. Gajan, you make a good visual model for your aircraft. This is the Z1007 Series 3. It's a rank 3 battle rating 3.0 medium bomber, or technically heavy bomber, I don't know. Medium to heavy bomber, and well, it's got no armor, and oh boy. Yeah, the gunners in the back here, it's a bit cozy in there. The bomb loadouts over the Z1007 series are pretty much identical. So there you go, there's a screenshot of how many different bomb loadouts you can get with this thing. This is the Z1007 Biz Series 5. There's not a great deal to say apart from the fact that this has a different camouflage, a different name, and it might have different engines or different modifications or variation slightly. However, its internals are pretty much identical to the last aircraft, so we're going to move on. Up next is the G55 Series 1, a rank 4 battle rating 4.7 monster, a very beautiful monster at that. It has 3 20mm MG151 cannons and 2 12.7 Italian machine guns. It can carry 2 50kg bombs and 2 100kg bombs, and is pretty much identical to the previous Flogger series. This is the aircraft that everybody has been waiting for, because A, it has a massive 102mm cannon in the front with 50 rounds, and it can also have heat and anti-vehicle, and it also has ground units available to it. This was primarily designed as an anti-shipping bomber, and the way you take it out is similar to the last ones, except this one's 4-engine. You shoot it in the wings, or if you want to knock out all the gunners, you shoot it directly down the centre, and that'll get rid of it completely. Now, the next 2 aircraft share exactly the same bomb loadout and almost the exact same defensive armament. This one has a nose gunner in the front, and the next one, which is on screen right now, doesn't. They have exactly the same bomb load, which is 34 50 kilos, 34 hundreds, 2 torpedoes, or 3 torpedoes, 7 250 kilo bombs, and 6 500 kilos. Exactly the same thing, minus the front nose gunner to save some weight and some extra armoured panels on the aircraft. Pretty much identical, same bomb load for the next one. Now, I'm excluding the 2 premium aircraft that you can buy because I don't have access to them, so there's no need for me to preview them. However, this is the top tier jet so far. This is the G91, also known as the Fiat. And, well, it's a jet. There's not really much to say about it. However, the interesting thing is it has M3 Browning machine guns, not M2s. And, well, it can hold 2 500-pounders, or 38 bloody rockets that explode extremely closely and pretty much one-shot anything that the rockets explode next to in ground forces. So an interesting aircraft because mainly this one was designed for ground attack. Yeah. Anyway, let's take a look at the next one up. This is the G91 R/1, I think. The only difference is the major noticeable... I don't know. This aircraft looks really, really funny, and I can't really put my finger on it. Same exact armament, nothing has changed. I don't know what is different about it compared to the last aircraft. The next one is, well, interesting, but not interesting, because we've seen this aircraft before. This is the F-84. We have it in the American tech tree. Yeah, not a big fan of this one. However, this one is different from the other F-84 because it packs an insane amount of ordnance. The amount of ordnance there is absolutely mental. I mean, look at that. I'm not going to even bother reading that. There's just too many presets. And the thing is, there is a preset which has 32 HVAR rockets, and those are devastating. So just think of an F-84 in Italian, and then, yeah, well, there it is. And, yeah. So, so far, that is the Italian tech tree preview, and of course, the other aircraft they're adding. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and, well, I know this one was a rushed episode, but you can see why with so many new planes coming in. This is only the first iteration of the dev server as well. There's not, you know, there could be another 6 or 7 aircraft or 6 or 7 vehicles get added in the next couple of dev blogs or dev server sessions. So I'll keep you updated and I'll make another video regarding that at a later date. Anyway, guys, yeah, my name is Ash007 and I will catch you all in the next one. Cheers!